official duties, why is his son with him like every single place? Yes, so...
I don't problem with it.
You know, Ghanaians will always find...
But it's crazy, though. It's actually crazy that we actually find a problem with the president, who has, by the way, in his first administration, he didn't put his children out there like that. Yeah. His children are of age. If he's moving around with his first son, and trust me, there's also the bit where he's more secured in the hands of his son. Because everybody else is on duty, is working. This, he can only trust his son to do certain things. So people, and he's his own child. It's not like he went to borrow their child. My own child cannot follow me anywhere. People get issues so at this point.
That's what's trending. It's
and
trending.
With the jet situation, right, Jay? There was transition. There was a phase where an administration was leaving office and another one was taking over. Only God knew what kind of changes they had to make, you know, in the jets for him to be able to use. You know, and so I think Ghanaians, we just like to... Anyway, Charlie, this morning, safe.
But I think we're just always in a rush to find something to talk about.
And you see, what's funny is that, unlike some other administrations, he's not renting a jet too. He's using his brother's jet. He's not using taxpayers' money. So I don't know what the problem is.
Give it to him for free. Like, use it.
What is... God. Anywho, Annie Idibia.
Trending. It's in the stories that Daphne has. But I think we need to just touch base a little bit with what people were saying.
I am livid.
Valence trending. Two-Face, of course, will be trending. Sanchez, Hojland, Two Daddy. All right. Maresca, Femin, Sewa, Bruni, Sharaf. There we have it. You want us to get into that and see what people are saying?
Let's get into it. Let's hear what people are saying.
All right, let's see what people are saying now. Good. All right. So Ogidi says there's something MPP don't understand about the presence of Sharaf Mahamad anywhere John Mahama is. Instead of JM giving his son juicy contracts like if Kufuado gave Jankomwa, he's rather exposing him to the global business community and global government machinery. This is more valuable than that stealing taxpayers' money and chilling with a foreigner. Keep bleeding. Mark this. Sharaf Mahama will one day be the president of Ghana. So sit on social media and be deceiving yourself. Interesting. Did people come after him? All right. All right, so Richard says, no NDC communicator should answer any question regarding Sharaf tomorrow. We are giving them too much space. Most of them, too, didn't even vote NDC. Onupenuya says, traveling with family as a president isn't an issue at all, so far as it doesn't affect his administration or governance. For me, it's more important, not just because he wants to push him, that is his son, in quotes, into governance, but like Ayamo Gidi stated, or exposing him to global business community. Idrisu Haruna says, leave them, my brother. Someone says, this dear, be family and friends, right? Designer Madrid says, they don't know. Alice in Fix Shop says, this is a foresight for real. I have same feeling. Ayeno Emmanuel says, but I don't get to. So is there any law of Ghana that prevents JDM from traveling with his children? Yeah? If I were, I will even travel with my entire family anytime I'm traveling. If they don't understand, they should go and bend the sea. So he should leave his son and take them, right? Big homie says, Sharaf will be president someday. I can feel it. So Teta says, we verily understand. This is how Mahama became government official one. Now he's using his son and not his brother.
Oui.
Don K says, time will tell. Watch this space. HN Forson says, I also want to get that connection, please. I'm interested in the presidency. So Chris says, he forgive our mom, family to the need. Papa Ban says, explaining Bibri. Bonaventure says, wise thought. So yes, these are conversations that are coming up.
I think it's baseless. And I'm saying that, because I don't see, and we've always advocated for people, especially big men, people in authority, to look back on their children. Initially, he used to travel around a lot with, what do you call it? The girl, Kaya, friend is saying.
Is it Farida?
Farida.
Yeah.
He used to travel a lot with Farida when Farida was younger.
Yeah.
And clearly, Farida has gotten that connection with his dad, because when you see them in public, she forgets they're in public and it has to be official. She's always losing it.
Yeah.
Like, and I find it really cute when he plays along, when she's being all cute, when she's being all girly and being a daughter to her father. And the father plays along, like, which means that the man is very invested in his family. You people, these are his children. It's on Jane number for
He's doing it alongside.
Yeah, you see?
He's serving the nation.
This is his first son.
That's his first son.
And your first son needs that mentorship from you. If another person mentors your first child, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
What are they talking about? When did we lose this as Ghanaians?
But I love the feeling where they're talking about him being president.
Is
one
he
day.
interested?
Is he interested? That's one. Maybe he is interested. So now he needs to also take the steps.
And so who best could he learn from, apart from his dad?
Of course. A chip of the old block. What else do you need?
I think people are just losing it.
Anyways, so Colombia is trending with politics. Nigeria is trending in Ghana. Okay. Leicester is trending. Bills is trending. Bournemouth, Ferdinand, a lot of football right here. But let's get to see why Nigeria is trending. Would it be that of Annie and Two-Face Idibia? Okay, so Wodemaya says first country in 2025. He's in Nigeria as we speak, and he's granting interviews. Great. There's a viral video of a man supporting his wife on her birthday. But let's check this video out. I want you to check the video out.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you, bless you. May the good Lord bless you. For she's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow. And so says all of us. And so say all of us. Hooray! So says all of us. Hooray! She's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow. And so says all of us. Hep, hep, hep. Hooray! Jesus, at the mention of the name Jesus, you are going to cut the cake, your birthday cake. You shall celebrate more on earth in Jesus. Amen. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me as we spell the name Jesus. Give me letter J. Give me letter E. Give me letter S. Give me letter U. And give me letter S. Together. Jesus. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Mimi, put yourself in the position of the wife. How would you feel?
Hey, you people, you are doing this marriage, you know.
Quickly, before I get into what people are saying.
Yeah,
Or you want me to get into that?
Yes, please.
All right. So, Indict Media says, happy birthday, beautiful wife. Your man is multitasking. He may be replying to seminar or meetings.
Possibly.
Franklin says he's really present. Princess Sisi says he's very present and supportive. Peaceful Tower says he's checking Sporty Bed for any cash out. I sure see the ticket cut. Joy Chioma says he's such a supportive partner. May this type never locate me.
In Jesus' name.
Benna Boy says that has been abused all her life, but I can't speak out. Sarah Sugarford says it can only be money matter or woman. Ukala the Great says, LOL, now working man. Caesar says, whoever that is singing is the most annoying one there.
I'm
Just one
you.
birthday song is okay. I don't see anything wrong here. Usually shy people dig their face down to their phone in order not to look people in the eye. Could it be possible that the man is also a shy person?
There's also that possibility.
Yes. Fresh Pumpkin says, better to focus on money. Everything in that picture and behind and the house, he bought them all. Let him focus on making money. Birthday don't bring money. The Adekule says he might even be trying to transfer money to her to surprise her. Matt says maybe he wants to cash out on an ongoing game. Pressure says, what a supportive man. Okichuki says, a woman's dream. All right.
Did you notice that there was a point where she looked on the phone and she smiled and then she continued? So only God knows what was happening on the phone.
Yes.
And in my opinion, I cannot comment too, but if you're my partner and you're present, you better be present. I better see you. Be present. Because this is it doesn't look good. No matter what is going on, I think a few minutes just to spend time with your wife, it's not that big of a deal. But I mean,
I remember I went for a wedding and I think half of the sermon that was coming in from the priest was about phones and how phones are destroying marriages. And I was like, okay, I understand that, but to the extent that he almost used the whole sermon to preach on that, then that should signal something.
Yeah.
It is a problem.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about that. Some of the men, they're dead in their phones. Some men, it's crazy.
What do we do? Do we get into Annie's case or we leave it for Daphne
Let's
to come
leave it
through?
for Daphne.
All right, cool. Then
So
if that is the
done.
case, but why is Sewa Bruni also trending?
Let's check.
Okay, quickly. Okay, so it's all about the whole, plane thing, the outgone government, the whole Sewa Bruni and, the ex-president and, jets in the air and sky bathing and all these things came in. So I think it's just a comparison. Junior, how do you even put yourself say Junior Jesus?
Are you ready for?
Are you guys ready for more violence today? Your favorite was cheating on his wife with the rented private jets and was giving the presidential jets to his side chick for travels. You know the allegation that came through?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Donald and Barron Trump on USA presidential jet, beautiful. But Kojo Konto says Sharaf Mahama shouldn't even be allowed to touch Ghana's presidential jet. But they are okay with Sarah Bruni giving an Ado lap dance in it. Really? Really? Really, guys?
Yeah, because I don't see where the problem is. Sharaf. And if this makes the president stop traveling with his child, I'll have a problem. I'll have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, why
I think he needs that kind of protection. And I've always told you that even now, the president is no longer the young man he was. Now he's a bit older than, and so he needs that kind of protection. I mean, my child first, why? Wait.
Anyways, well, that wraps it up for what's trending on X right here on the show. This is still the AM Club on MX24. Now, time for us to swift quickly to our end of stories. Augustine is on standby for that. Do stick with us. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Welcome back to the show right here on MX24. This is the AM Club, right? Coming to you live from the MX24 studios. My name is Miriam Uduak Menta. We're getting into our stories for this morning, and Mr. Kobe Toussaint is standing by to give us the stories. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm beautiful, blessed, and successful.
Great.
It's been a crazy weekend, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you had your restful weekend.
Oh, yeah.
You slept?
Yeah.
I didn't sleep. I had to go to class, and but it's fine.
It's fine.
It was good.
Yeah. What's in the news?
So just as you guys were reading on X, the president visited Nairobi, Kenya, over the weekend, where he toured the newly renovated Ghana High Commission's building in Nairobi. It's a beautiful edifice. You love to see it. And then the Ghanaian High Commissioner to Nairobi, expressed his excitement and gratitude for the edifice, and then hope that, the maintenance over the period is going to be solid. Also, there's also the appointment of a 7-member committee to facilitate the national economic dialogue. You know that in the build-up to the 2024 elections, the president promised a national dialogue on the economy and education. Well, we've seen the 7-member constituted committee, and they're going to plan and then hope that hopefully by February the national dialogue would, kick off. Yeah. There's so much in the news. Also in Boakye, a 13-year-old was shot dead. Just this violent eruption in Boakye.
Is that a student?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah. Also over the weekend, we had some kind of violence with regards to non-appointment of representatives of the constituency or the region. We saw some in the Ahafo region where the NDC youth were kind of aggrieved at the president.
I think it's very... This morning, we're not going to be violent, but Ajina Edi Ejumade build a country, Accra. Because what's the meaning of that?
Yeah.
I heard a woman say that one man appointment. One man appointment. Then I'll obey.
I got angry and I met you with that this morning.
Yeah.
Man appointment. Obey.
I don't know why. Probably they were promised. I do not know, but because on a normal, I know these things happen, but to this extent, I've not heard.
Let me tell you something, and I'm saying this based on what we've observed. This particular NDC, this particular one, they feel too entitled.
Yeah.
If you have worked and won this country, a party that you believe that this country deserves, what is your biggest mission? Is that the country will be fine, so that you, who claim that the outgoing, the former government or the SWR government did not treat you well, is about to experience a better government. What is your own with appointment?
True. I agree.
You said the economy should be fine with your government, and you believe that this particular government is going to give us a good economy. So which one is your own?
Yeah.
I think this useless sense of entitlement is becoming way too much.
Way too much.
The people that need to do the job, when we've said and we've talked about it, vetting committee, vetting sessions, there are some questions that we need to answer.
Yeah.
But we're saying that, listen, based on the appointments that we've seen so far, we're looking at certain works to be done. Is that not the focus? Are we not trying to get a better Ghana according to us, Ghanaians? So which one is this one? Please get into the stories.
Right, let's get into the stories. My name is Augustine Adam Toussaint. And let's begin off with the appointment committee in Parliament, where it is set to vet the minister-designate for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa, alongside 3 other regional ministers. Now, the nominees scheduled to appear before the committee include Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa, the minister-designate for Lands and Natural Resources, Tia Ibrahim, minister-designate for the Northeast region, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, Minister-Designate for the Ashanti region, and Akamrugi Atanga Donatus, Minister-Designate for the Upper East region. Now, the vetting process will allow the Appointments Committee to scrutinize the qualifications, experience, and visions of the nominees to ensure they are well-suited for their respective roles. Now, you want to stay tuned to MX24 News on Instagram for updates with regards to the vetting that would take place later today. But then President John Dramani Mahama has toured the newly renovated Ghana High Commission in Nairobi, Kenya, becoming the first head of state to visit the facility since its renovation last year. Ghana's High Commissioner to Kenya, Damte Bediako Asare, expressed his excitement.
Thank you.
Oh, I think there's no higher honor for you to have your president visiting you in the first place. And for him to be the first president to have visited, I think we are beyond measure. We are grateful. We feel honored in that you should have your head of state to be the first person to have visited us. I think, as I said earlier, we moved into these facilities. This is the residence, as you could see there. We moved in May last year, and then we moved into to occupy the Chancery also in April. So a few political leaders have come here, but this is the first time that we having sitting president visiting the mission. So I said, beyond measure, we are more than honored to have him visit us. We've had this property almost close to 4 acres. We've had it since the 60s, but we moved out. We closed down the mission in the early 80s and came back in 2008. By the time we returned to the mission, I think the facilities were essentially, literally not habitable. So we started, addressing the issue with the ministry, and the ministry graciously agreed to help us out. And I think they were able to mobilize the resources to be able to do this.
Now, that was Ghana's High Commissioner to Kenya, Damte Bediako Asare, expressing gratitude for the renovation of the Ghanaian High Commission in Kenya. But then let's still stay on the presidency, where President John Dramani Mahama has set up a 7-member National Economic Dialogue Planning Committee as part of his 120-day social contract with Ghanaians. Now, the initiative aims to tackle Ghana's pressing economic challenges and lay the foundation for sustainable development. Now, the committee, chaired by renowned economist Dr. Ishmael Yamson, will organize a high-level dialogue to foster consultation and consensus on policies essential for transforming Ghana into a high-growth, inclusive and resilient economy. Now, in a statement issued on January 26, 2025, Felix Kwasi, acting spokesperson to the president, outlined the National Economic Dialogues Committee's objective, which include communicating the true state of Ghana's economy to stakeholders and the citizens. Now let's run you through the statement and also walk you through members of the committee. Now the statement says, seven-member team announced to plan national economic dialogue in fulfillment of his promise to convene a national economic dialogue as part of his 120-day social contract with Ghanaians. President John Dramani Mahama has set up a 7-member National Economic Dialogue Planning Committee chaired by Dr. Ishmael Yamson. The members are Dr. K.Y. Amwako, Professor John Gachi, Mohamed Samara, Nelly Mweku, Anthony Sapong, and Ernest de Graft Ejui. The National Economic Dialogue, NED, will offer a platform for dialogue and consultation on the country's pressing and development challenges. It will also discuss policy trade-offs and build consensus on reforms needed to transform Ghana into a high-growth, inclusive and resilient economy. The government envisions the National Economic Dialogue to achieve the following objectives: communicate the true state of Ghana's economy to stakeholders and the people of Ghana, develop a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the national budget, and highlight key structural reforms and policy priorities essential for resetting the economy. Now, the National Economic Dialogue Planning Committee has 4 weeks to submit a report outlining the following tasks: agenda setting, develop a comprehensive agenda aligned with the objectives of the National Economic Dialogue, speaker and panelist coordination, identify and invite experts in economics, energy and agriculture to participate as speakers and panelists, logistics management, venue selection, transportation and other logistics needed, session facilitation, documentation and reporting, communication plans, and that is to design and implement a communication strategy to promote and disseminate information about the dialogue. And it was signed by the acting spokesperson to the president, Felix Owusu Ofosu Kwache. Now let's still stay on governance, but this time move on to Parliament, where the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, widely known as the anti-LGBTQ bill, into law in 2025. Addressing the traditional leaders and supporters of the National Democratic Congress on January 26, Bagbin underscored his dedication to safeguarding Ghanaian culture and moral values. He expressed his readiness to make personal sacrifices, stating that he will lose his life in the cause. Bagbin revealed that he plans to formally request guidance from the Minister for Justice and Attorney General on advancing the bill.
The LGBT bill, it was passed by Parliament. The former president failed or refused to assent to it, which was unconstitutional. There is no law allowing a president to refuse or fail to assent to a bill passed by Parliament. Parliament is the authority on passing laws, not any other person, not president. So he was wrong. And all of you together punished him for that. I am going to write and send it to the new Attorney General and Minister for Justice for his comments for us to resend it to the new president for his assent. So it's not going to take long time. It will be passed this year. This year, we'll pass it. It is anti-God. I'm very, 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 look, that thing, nobody should joke with me when it comes to that area. I can lose my life because of that. It's better not to live than to live in that society where man to man, woman to woman, what is that? In the case of the LGBT...
Now, that was the Speaker of Parliament speaking to some traditional chiefs and leaders from the NDC caucus about the anti-LGBTQ bill. Now, away from that, over 380 diplomatic passports have been returned following a presidential recall directive to enhance accountability and proper management of diplomatic passports. Now, the directive issued by Callistus Mahama, Secretary to the President, required the return of all diplomatic and service passports issued under the previous New Patriotic Party government. Now, this recall officially expired on Friday, January 24, 2025. According to sources within the ministry, most of the recalled passports were submitted by Thursday, January 23, a day ahead of the deadline. Now, this initiative is part of efforts by the current administration to ensure that these specialized travel documents are used effectively for their intended purpose, and that is facilitating official state representation abroad. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has expressed its commitment to enforcing stricter measures to prevent future misuse of diplomatic passports. Now, away from passports, let's do some sad news and touch base with the north, where the town of Boakye has been plunged into mourning once again following the tragic killing of a 13-year-old boy in the Pusumu enclave of the township. Now, the young victim, only identified as Sharif, met his untimely death while tending to livestock near the old cattle market in Boakye. Now, this heartbreaking yet another grim chapter in the area's prolonged conflict, bringing the total number of reported deaths since October to 42. And according to local sources, Sharif was grazing his animals in what was presumed to be a relatively safe area when unknown assailants ambushed him. Now, the attackers are said to have violently snapped his neck, leaving the young body lifeless and stealing his livestock. The motive for the attack remains unclear, but it is suspected to be linked to the ongoing unrest in the area, which has seen sporadic violence erupt over territorial and ethnic disputes. The body of the deceased was quickly retrieved and transported to Banlugu, a nearby suburb of Boakye, where he was laid to rest in accordance with Islamic traditions. Well, here at MX24, our thoughts and prayers are with the family. But that's how we wrap up the news on the AM Club. My name is Augustine Adam Kobiti-Saint. For more news and updates, remember to visit mx24.app/voting voices for the latest news. And also don't forget to like and follow our page on Instagram, MX24GH and MX24 News. Catch you same time tomorrow.
Yes, and thank you so much for coming in with in-depth stories. So right there, very intense this morning. From that of the speech from the speaker to that of a 13-year-old losing his life. I mean, he was just thinking of David in the Bible. Like, you know, just looking after his flock, and all of a sudden he meets his untimely death. It's quite sad. We're just hoping that all these chaos and everything would be resolved. That's why I was happy that the president had to dash in very quickly over there. I don't know what is happening to this, but at least it should be resolved, and resolved very fast. People cannot be losing their lives at the expense of this chief not being sworn in, and this chief, what kind of disputes are we having?
Very sad.
In this modern era. Come on.
That part of, I think when I started radio, there was a time where we were talking about some of the disputes that had, erupted in that area, and one of it was over a guinea fowl.
I think I've heard
crossing
that story.
to another. You've heard that story
I've heard that
before.
story.
Yet to authenticate it, but I thought it was really interesting that things like that. But again, like Augustine said, I am just reiterating that our support and our heart goes out to the family as well. And it turns out that Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbon, is very, he does not mince words when it comes to the conversation on LGBTQ. And I don't know if John Dramani Mahama didn't know this before he made the statement he made in public. Again, it's not totally out of line, but he also didn't say that it is now his turn, because this is probably one of the bills that I'm sure a lot of them will be running away from, but hopefully the speaker is able to get to do what he wants to do, and the right thing is done. We're going to move on to sports right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports on the AM Club. My name is Sedina Madman, and as always, Sports on the AM Club is brought to you by Betway, and the clock is ticking. It's winding down to the 31st of January, where it all closes, because we're still looking for the selected few to go into to have the play on the pitch experience. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you can enjoy this by logging on to betway.com.gh and start placing a bet on Arsenal today, whether to win, to lose, to draw, or even the now in your bet slip, I should say, and stand the opportunity of being flown
Remember that terms and conditions constantly do apply. Regulated by the Commission of Ghana, that way you constantly guaranteed to get way more. Jay and May, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, of course. With Chelsea knocking it down, why not?
Yeah. With my team getting a draw, we are happy.
Who's your team?
I told you I support West Ham.
You are not a West Ham guy. You are a Chelsea fan.
Ladies
and everyone knows that you're a
viewers,
Chelsea fan.
Do you know me to be a Chelsea
fan? We're not going to banter on this.
No, it's not a banter. It's actually, you see, fact is fact. In the words of Cristiano Ronaldo, factus. Yes, factus. West Ham, Graham Potter.
What's the color of your shirt again?
It's blue.
Thank you.
But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
But my blue is even closer to sky blue.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, sky blue.
It doesn't mean anything. He said he supports West Ham. Which I know.
You
will cry with your friends. Is it Chelsea? You cry with
Chelsea. Oh yeah, that is not United.
What you got? City, sorry.
United. Ladies
and gentlemen, and this is where I am not part of this conversation. Yeah, at this point in time.
Only you know what point. We are just saying Yankani.
Okay, I want to throw a challenge out there to anyone who has ever seen me in a Chelsea jersey.
You don't need to be in a Chelsea jersey to be a fan.
Well, you need to.
You need to.
You don't necessarily need
you see,
to.
how can you have other...
There are a lot of people who don't have jerseys, like their team's jerseys.
But the theory is, how can
you
have jerseys of other team and not the team you support?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So please, photos of me in jerseys.
We need keys. At the end, or a Chelsea supporter. You the Let's go.
Okay. Let's get into our stories this morning and start off with our monthly Junction More Aerobics. This month's edition, which is the maiden for the year 2025, took place over the weekend. And such a shape, instructors took the participants through rigorous exercise. They had to hit several muscles in the body. And at the end of the day, some participants shared their fitness goals for 2025 with MX24.
I have 3 fitness goals. Number 1 is I plan on increasing my ability to do more aerobics, as in cardio, because aerobics helps the heart to strengthen it, like it makes it strong for you to go more. My second goal is to, look good with my clothes. When you train, you have a good body to wear your clothes and look good. My third goal is to strengthen my legs. Because as a human being, if you have weaker legs, you can't do anything. You are down. So when you do more aerobics, it strengthens your legs. I want to have strong knees, strong legs. I think I want to have a whole body fitness. Get it? But this is my 3 goals for
the years: to be healthy, to avoid myself from petty illness, because the intake of stuff we take, the kind of thing we do, like drinking and not having time for the body. The body's like a car. You don't take the car for maintenance, it's going to get spoiled. So along the line, as a human being, I think you should exercise so twice in a week. Yes, to avoid certain things, because these days the kidney and stuff, the petty illness that is going on in the youth, I feel like because we don't exercise, so at least you can wake up, do like 10-15 minutes workouts in the room. Yes, so my goal for this year is to be healthy, to keep myself strong, and encourage people to do that as well. Exercise is good. I mean, today I had a lot of fun exercising, having fun. I got to meet a lot of people as well. So yeah, I'll encourage people to exercise. It's good. Yes.
The instructors were very innovative and they had the energy to, take the followers through the exercise or the aerobics that they were, leading. So I would say generally is impressive, very impressive to say. We are from Tamale Keep Fit Club, so we keep it a lot back in Tamale. I always try to keep my weight not exceeding 80. I want to maintain that. That is basically my goal. To fall below or at worst, if I'm not keeping it, to exceed 80. So that's my target.
For 2025, I just want to unwanted, wasted calories from the system. Even not to do anything, but to maintain my stature and work out, be fit up for work purpose.
My fitness, I want to lose my weight. I'm almost 120. 120. Too much. So I want to bend it down. So when we came to Accra, we are like 1 month now in Accra here. So normally we used to come here during the day, maybe weekends. We walk around, we go to the beach traffic and walk back. Behind here you have some small metals there. We used to come and sit down there and do 1 or 2 things and then go back. So in doing that, I can see that myself now, I'm at risk doing something better for the body. So I just want to make sure that by the end of the year, I'll reduce maybe to 90 or so. That's what I want to do. I want to burn it. And but I'm so impressed. Move, as usual, go for work. So when we came and we met them, I said, no, go jogging and then join these people. I'm so impressed with your instructors. They are very, very powerful.
So the next installment for the month of February would definitely happen on the last Saturday. So do well to join us all at the Junction Mall. Looking forward to hosting you watching currently, and everyone in this house as well. I can't be working out alone. It's not possible. Now let's shift our attention and get into some football stories on the local scene where they have climbed GP over Karela United at home yesterday. Scored the only goal of the game through midfielder Justice Blay from the spot kick in the 63rd minute of the game. And that was all that was needed to put them on top of the league. Other teams around Kotoko could not get the needed results to keep pace and keep up with Kotoko. At the end of the game, Coach Prosper Nateogum had this to share with the press.
I wish you were in the dressing room. They are all happy, very determined, very confident.
In the dressing room was after that particular win that takes them to the summit of the Ghana Premier League. More on this much later in our subsequent bulletins. Now let's our attention and get into Europe, where Lisandro Martinez, he's deflected a strike, was all that was needed for Manchester points at the Craven Cottage. It ended 4-0. Manchester United won.
Leaves this for Mazraoui. Mazraoui.
However, that still leaves them 12th on the table. Yes, after all this win, they still are in the bottom half of the table. More action from the world of highlights when we come back at 4 p.m. But let's jet over to Australia, where it has all culminated in a win for Madison Keys. Yes, the American, she was able to beat the lady Sabalenka 6-3, 6-7, 7-5 to lift the Australian Open female singles edition in that one. Australian Open, Yannick Sinner, he was able to just brush aside Zverev to ensure that it's a back-to-back wins for him. However, we have all those highlights and more from the world of sports when we back at 4 p.m. Yes, that will be time for Off the Cuff. Remember, we were held down on the M Club by Betway. Betway bringing you way more chances to win each and every time. And this time, it's all about the fun exclusive page on Arsenal. Just place a bet on Arsenal and stand the opportunity to be flown into the Emirates for the Play on the Pitch experience. Log on to www.betway.com.gh and place a bet on Arsenal today to stand that unique opportunity of being flown into the UK for that opportunity. Oof. Please add me, but I don't know if I even qualify because I'm telling you the good news. So I want you to be part of it. Remember, the terms and conditions always do apply. From now to the 31st of January, it's your window of opportunity.
So have now to Friday.
Yeah. Regulated by the Gaming Commission. I'll try and get in there and see if it will be possible. Arsenal have a game midweek. It's Champions League, UCL. The final game to see who will be part of the 24 elite few to get into the next round of the competition. However, some teams are looking like this. Especially Manchester City. We'll find out more much later. My name is Edmond. Out for now.
What are our chances with Club Brugge or what?
Club Brugge.
Brugge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we beat them, that's it.
No.
Oh,
you
really?
beat them and then you go and sing this song. Hope and pray, hope and pray.
Now who?
That PSG also have favorable results in that will help you. You were supposed to have drawn that game at least apart the Prince.
So if PSG is facing who?
I would need to check.
Okay.
But they are going away. They are playing Stuttgart.
Okay, so they have to beat them.
They have to beat
favor
them.
us.
No. If they beat them, you are out.
The people have to beat PSG.
Exactly.
Oh, then that's...
Other results have to work in your way. But it's possible. Right. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sedina, for coming through with those sports and stories. Catch up with all the fun, the breaking news stories, sports and business insights on mx24online.com. Now it's time for entertainment and all the juice that's out there that we couldn't get into. Well, Daphne Flashley will come through with that.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
morning. Happy Money Making Monday. You're welcome to Entertainment News segments right here on AM Club. My name is Daphne Flashley. You're welcome. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you
I like the
doing?
fact that you said money making. Yes.
Yes.
So you know.
Money Making Monday.
So you know.
Yeah.
I should give you tip off.
Good morning, Mimi.
She owes me. She owes me.
Hey.
She owes me. And that's why I'm saying that.
Exactly.
See, I don't understand that feeling. Oh, but I me say, me so scared too. Ska. Sorry, I say me mouth like me mouth who how far. Yes, so obi di eka. Yen ko dis ska na me so scared too no. O si dead. How?
Huh?
It's supposed to be teamwork.
I'll explain it later so that you understand very well, Mimi, because it looks like you don't understand now.
No.
Yes.
What's in the world of entertainment?
Let's quickly jump into it. Now, let me ask you a very big question. Do you actually...
Oh, sorry.
Because her ear is, you know...
I want to hear what she has to tell us.
Do you actually believe that there are gatekeepers in the entertainment industry?
Yes.
Gatekeepers.
Yes. They open and close.
Yes. Tell me, so how, if people actually believe in this world that there are no gatekeepers, how are people cancelled and how are people being maintained for a long time? Who cancels who?
Maybe coincidence.
It cannot be.
The Bible says they are door shutters. They can shut the door and open.
There are gatekeepers.
I don't know about opening, but...
No, they do.
Okay.
They get to choose who is doing what. I don't know if you, and even over here in Ghana, an industry that is not even very well established, we've had people being cancelled in this country. We've had people being cancelled. We've had people who, they don't call for gospel rock shows. They don't call for gospel events. I mean, I'm saying gospel because there was a group that called themselves Table of Men. And their artists will go before anybody. But they were all artist managers who came together and said, listen, let's push. So if you don't want to, if you don't allow them to, enter, your artist will be at the back.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it was not, and it's usually a good thing, right? To help regulate, but a very established industry, not one that it isn't. Because in Nigeria, like this, I know the AGN, right? The Actors Guild, Nigeria. And they are the ones who choose who, gets to act in Nigeria. All of these are gatekeepers.
All of these are gatekeepers. Well, High Life Afrobeat artist Creamy doesn't agree with you because he says he gets mad when they say they are gatekeepers in the industry.
Wait, hold that thought.
Yeah.
Is it that he doesn't believe they are gatekeepers?
He doesn't believe it, and he gets mad.
Where is he?
Why is he not believe? No, if he doesn't believe, why is he talking about it?
Well, let's quickly get
into it.
Ghanaian. Now you see why I said this weekend stressed me. You poor were wondering why. So Ghanaian High Life and Afrobeat musician Creamy has expressed his discontent with the concept of gatekeeping in the music industry, believing they have no authority to control access to a field where talent is divinely bestowed. In an interview, Creamy stated that the industry belongs to musicians and self-appointed gatekeepers, and musicians and are self-appointed gatekeepers, and urge fellow artists to navigate the system strategically, recognizing that success requires a combination of talent, business acumen, effective branding, and quality music, not self-acclaimed gatekeepers.
Oh, he knows all of this. Creamy is my brother.
Yeah.
He knows all of this. How has he made all this knowledge not work for him? I know he has. The last time I met him, he had new management. He has all this knowledge. He knows business acumen and branding and all of this. But how does that work for him? Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
Even if you do not believe it, so the fact that you do not believe that death is from a spirit called death does not mean that death doesn't exist, right? There are gatekeepers. They might not consciously ban you, but they will consciously promote who they want to be on the scene.
Can I ask you, can you name 2 gatekeepers?
I can't. I can't do that.
You can't.
It wouldn't be in a position
do
to do so.
Right,
No, I can't do that.
But they're there.
But the industry, I see, listen, my point is that we as creators should not pretend or be ignorant about the fact that there are people that run the show. And that is why it's good to read. There are books on how even the people who claim they're even running it are not even the actual people that run it. There's a global phenomenon of what happens at what time. And you need to understand these things. If Creamy thinks that success, we've said that hard work brings success. How many people work so hard in this country? Kayaye and the market women, and they have still not gotten to what they've been looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
So there are rules of engagement. He needs to stop playing ignorance, because truth, and I say that humbly to my brother, he should stop that. He should rather figure out how, in fact, plan, 10,000 ways of jumping over the gatekeepers or jumping over the gates.
Walls of Jericho.
10,000 ways. You don't read books that say 10,000 ways of jumping over the gates when the gatekeepers have closed their gates. Do you understand my point?
But don't you think that we have enabled the gatekeepers to think they are gatekeepers?
We have no control
We have
over that.
enabled that.
We have
as arts, like people who are artists,
if they say us right now, name someone who you think is a gatekeeper in Ghana, will you find them?
Oh yeah, a lot.
One.
Most definitely. Richie Mensah.
Richie Mensah is not a gatekeeper. He's not.
He is under.
He is a force.
Okay.
Right? And okay, let's assume Richie Mensah is a gatekeeper in this country. Let's assume. But what does he do with his gatekeeping? He pushes an artist in a certain season that no other person can go above that artist. Right?
In that season.
In that season.
Yeah.
If you try, he'll go much higher. So if you do not believe in gatekeepers, you are the problem. Because you are with one of the biggest producers in this country, yet for a very long time you did not have a hit song. Right? But there were still artists on that record label that had hit songs.
Creamy didn't have a hit song.
Oh no, I'm saying that for a very long time.
Okay.
Because when Mr. Drew was getting his name done,
exactly.
You see, Creamy has been a brand that has struggled a little bit for me. He's had good songs. He's had really, really good songs, but I think that in the technicality of it is that you might have a good song, but once it doesn't rake in the money, it's still not a good song.
Definitely.
You know, so it's a beautiful song, structure-wise, it's a beautiful song, but you might not be able to make in the, if you're not able to make in the money that it needs to make or is projected to make, it's still not a good song.
Still not a good
I mean, when you look at it, I mean, it's technical.
So everyone can sing your song, but if it's not
bring it in the numbers, because you think you as a brand, you'll be struggling.
Yeah.
If your money, your chop is going to come from that song, you're losing out.
Right.
So if he does not believe in gatekeepers, it's unfortunate for him. I think he should rather look at how you can go by the gatekeepers and get things done. Because there have been industries that have subdued brands, but those brands have figured a way to go around it. And so, but gatekeepers, they do well.
They do well. You see the way JKD just left you to talk. Look at the way he sits today. You know how he's feeling? Wanuatu. She has said it.
It's my PR.
Exactly.
My PR.
Everybody's PR.
Everybody's PR.
It's a gatekeeper.
It's me, I mean, it's guy.
I mean, let's. Do you know there are gatekeepers? Not even in the entertainment industry.
Ministry
gatekeepers.
This country.
The country.
Yeah, gatekeepers. You don't know them. They run the country. You get me?
It's not even the president.
No,
president's name Bao.
He is there. We voted. Everything is positioned. Everything.
Right.
We run the country.
There's powers that be.
You have no idea. Let's move.
All right, we're moving on away from that. Now, last week we spoke about the CEO of Easy Concepts who came up with his side of the story or whatever. And it's not just Mercy Chinwo who came out. They have other record label mates such as Judy K, who has also come out to speak about the fact that she was treated unfairly in Easy Concept. And so let's quickly get into it. Former record label mates Mercy Chinwo and Judy K have finally broken their silence, addressing and responding to allegations made by their former record label CEO, Mr. Thank God, who had accused them of breaching their contracts and other claims. The singers have come out to refute the allegations allegations, setting the record straight and sharing their side of the story in a move to clear their names and reputation. Still hurts me that we have to see this thing going on in the gospel fraternity. But when it comes to contracts and money, sometimes yeah, they so let's quickly get into what Mercy Chinwo said. So this is Mercy Chinwo now. She said, Mercy Chinwo and Mr. Ezekiel, thank God, setting the record straight. We are solicitors of Minister Mercy Chinwo, hereinafter referred to as Minister Mercy. It is with deep concern that we address the recent controversy surrounding Minister Mercy's relationship with Mr. Ezekiel, thank God, her former manager. While we would have preferred to remain silent on this matter, the severity of the falsehoods being circulated compels us to clarify the fact and set the record straight. General notes, contrary to the sensational narratives, Minister Mercy did not initiate any court action case against Mr. Ezekiel, thank God, regarding her music catalogue. At no point has she claimed that a 50-50 revenue split from her DSP earnings is unfair. The issues with Mr. EZT are in fact grave matters that have posed significant threats to her life and cannot be easily exhausted, but she has preferred to remain silent. The grace of God was evident and need to relocate to Lagos became crucial in 2018. He established a structure. That's when he got their house in 2018. And they worked with unity and a common vision. Everyone was committed to the organization vision, and she was instrumental in ensuring that more gospel ministers, starting with Judy K, joined the organization in early 2019. Towards the middle and end of 2019, commencing the third year of working with EZT, things began to change gradually. They had discussions as usual about their organization and her plans. He expressed his intentions for her to extend a 5-year contract to 12 years. However, she declined, stating that she has got other plans. Afterwards, she noticed that any given opportunity to address any issue, EZT would be hostile and make reference to the contract. He started talking tough and repeatedly about the contract, which was not the norm. It was at this point that she realized she needed to have a copy of the contract. As the situation got worse in 2020, she demanded for her copy of the contract. By the way, her copy of the contract was only given at the end of the contract time on 23rd of November 2022. By the 4th year, the relationship had become extremely toxic as Minister Mercy started to endure untold verbal and emotional assaults that literally affected her person. EZT will threaten her with statements like, I will deal with you, I will mess you up, I made you whom you are, I can shut you up and nobody will hear you again. I will destroy your career, including use the F word, sadly, on different occasions. Extremely hostile, antagonistic, and abusive. EZT continued to intimidate her, isolating and bullying her, misleading people, inviting her for events about availability. When she gets invitation to minister at programs, the management will respond to the invites that she was not available or that she was sick. In some cases, the management will demand an outrageous fee for her to attend the programs in order to frustrate the invitation. One of such heartbreaking incidents involved a church program that had been concluded for her to attend in October 2021, hosted by her father of faith in Edo State, Reverend Felix Omobode. EZT sadly told the host that Minister Mercy could not attend because she had a terminal health problem. She got wind of it and fought back. It became chaos while she threatened it was over and done with the organization. Wow. 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 Wow.
So it all boils back to, I think, my initial point every single time that we talk about this in contracts. So this should be a lesson to all of us who are upcoming. When we are at that lowest level, it's normal to say that, listen, anything you give to me, I go take. But let's be more conscious about doing the right thing. Look into the contracts. When they bring a contract, yes, I know you are hungry. You want that juicy dough. It looks good. But look into the contract. Make sure it favors you as much as it should. As much as it is also going to favor the management as well. and then take steps in that direction, because I think
look at how contrary it is for her to minister to us and sing for us to boost our confidence, and then she is there receiving, struggling. Now, it's not just Mercy Chinwo who spoke about it. Let's take a look at Judy K. In fact, Mercy Chinwo, her own was written by her lawyers, but Judy K herself expressed a few. So let's take a look at Judy K's statement. So, let's take a look at Judy K's statement. Well, okay, we're moving away from that. The statement was there. Probably sometime we'll show it for you guys to see. But it's really, really sad that it has to be like that. Contracts. Yeah, more kind. Even me, when you go on its website, they'll say read this, accept cookies. It's the cookies I never receive. Like, I don't get why I don't receive the cookies. Accept cookies.
Yeah, accept the cookies and don't reach anything.
Always wondering when I'll ever get the cookies on my doorstep. Well, it's really, really sad. And so Judy K, last year, February 2024 is when she decided to step down. She had a lot of things to say. I wish it was going to be playing for us, but hey, anyway, it's really, really sad that it has to be like that in the gospel entertainment. When these things come out, it makes me question myself, like, not myself per se, like I have questions like, is this not supposed to, I mean, this thing, is it not supposed to be led with the love of God? So like,
no, there's business.
Exactly.
It's business. I mean, yes, of course, the gospel side is what you're ministering is different from what is in the contract. You get it. That's why we keep on reiterating about the contract. You are hungry, yes, we understand. But the thing is, if you're given a contract, read through. Also, let somebody else proofread. If you don't have a lawyer, let somebody who is in a... We have friends. Let them just be witnesses. Let them just see it, at least, to be able to advise you, oh, well, it's good. Well, I mean, think about it. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look... You get me? It's not like you just jump into it and then at the end of it, because a contract is a contract. So if we're going by what she really said, that, okay, a contract is 5 years, then later on, in the middle of the thing, you want to do it 12 years. No, you are the one breaching the contract. Especially if it's 2 years more for me to leave, because in 2021 is when he came to stay. So 2 years more for me to leave. Janet told me 12 years. If you don't move right now, I will vex. Because, Charlie, come on.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, we're moving on. This story, may God prevent me from any kind of relationship like this. Jesus, God anoints my head. Be saying amen. Anoints my head in the name of Jesus. Because what is this?
What is this? What is this?
What is this? After because of you, the demonic, because of you, the cast of Young, Famous and African will drag. If you watched it, you'll be like, what is this? Do you know what even someone told her? The person said, you are two-faced just like your husband, two-faced. Like, and you come and do this. On top of that, you drink what? Hey, back.
So now who's to blame?
The story is still unfolding now.
Yeah, who's to blame?
The story is still unfolding.
You see, this is why they said it takes two to make it work. You get it. So right now, like I'll blame both of them.
Because is he the one who had a baby on her?
Good question.
Is he the one?
Several babies.
So
several relationship scandals.
And she has still stuck with him for 14 years.
Hey.
14 years of having his back. On top of that, you take me to do vow renewal, and on top of that, you have another.
Move on, my sister.
I'm shaking. Nigerian musician Two-Face Idibia has confirmed his separation from his wife, Annie Macaulay, after initially posting the news on his Instagram page, then briefly claiming his account was hacked. Two-Face later went live on Instagram to confirm the split, stating that he and Annie have been separated for a while and have filed for divorce. The couple have also unfollowed each other on social media, backing Two-Face's statement about their split, with Two-Face promising to release a press statement soon to share his press statement.
Nobody wants to hear from him. Who does he think he is? Nobody cares, really.
Please, you watch it. All right, so this is when he posted, "Hello to my beautiful people of all federations. Well, this thing I have to say is short but also long. I and Annie Macaulay," he even called her Annie Macaulay, just say, "Idibiano, where everyone that have been separated for a while now and currently filed divorce. I would grant a press release soon to say my side of the story, not because it is anyone's right to know about my personal life, but because I love my people and I need them to know my innocence or offense. Stay blessed, my people. I love you all." He's also called Innocent. Now, few hours later, it was, "My Instagram account has been hacked. Efforts are being carried out to take back control. #OneNow." Now, look at the video he posted. Let's take a look at the video. He drank water.
But we didn't hear what he said.
Can we play it again?
Yo, my people, man, nobody have my account. Let me talk with you, I want to talk.
Hey,
you understand? I come in peace.
I reject.
Yo, my people, man.
Now me talk with you, I won't talk.
I think they're not good. I think they've outlived their like it's done.
Do you think it was supposed to happen long ago?
Yeah.
Now, Toke Makinwa wasn't happy about it. She
Yes.
said, "This is wrong on all levels and you should be ashamed of yourself for bringing this here. Bring it on. If you think she's alone, let me tell you here that you have to fight all of us." This is women that are feeling what she has felt because of this man, she's been insulted, she's been belittled.
I think that the real issue is that not only should they come out and support her in this fight, they should lead her out.
Now, someone is saying, "I'm just happy Annie is out. That's all that matters. She's definitely better off. Women learn from this story. Don't lose yourself because of a man. It's not worth it." It's definitely, trust me, Annie and Two-Face can't do without each other. They will come back soon.
That's a big possibility, though.
It is.
Like,
when a woman, and when you are all a woman has known, there's a way you have hair wrapped around. You have hair wrapped around your finger because women don't easily move around when you are all they know, especially from that young age that she knew him. Fact also is that that relationship has outlived its importance. Like, it's not good for them anymore, both of them. It's not good for Two-Face, the kind of woman gradually Annie is becoming. She's looking weak in the eyes of people. She's not looking her best. People her age are looking younger than her. Right? And so I think that she herself needs a break from her routine to look back into herself in introspection to see what she could do with her life without the man. Because it's been the two of them all her life.
First of all, is she not tired of defending him everywhere she goes? Is she not tired?
I think she's shown us that you can have this kind of love. Yes. And I give her my utmost respect because she's remembered that she can make it happen because she's a woman. But now your power as a woman is gradually being taken away from you. So let it go. Because you see, the other bigger picture is that she has daughters who have been bullied on social media, who have broken down on social media. They are losing it. Do you know what I mean? They're losing. They're too focused and invested in themselves. They're losing their children. Even, you know, we talked about, I know what it was with Afro Girl. That girl, their young child, comes on social. She was about 15 or so, and she's crying on social media when she has celebrity parents at home. It's wrong. They're losing it. So they should just separate and go and raise their kids. Because they are the ones who are more important. Right now, this thing, this craziness is done. We're done. Even we don't want to watch again. We are done with this madness. What is this?
That's serious. That's crazy. That's crazy. For him to come in, then even if it's because right now they are claiming that it's his wife who went to ride those things. So even if your wife went to ride that, like at least keep it there and work on it.
He said no being white.
He said, but the guy said he no hacking account.
No, he said, you know the part where they said he hacked my account has been hacked. People are saying it's Annie who went to write that.
To write that?
Does she have that time?
Sir?
Anyway,
let's move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is all we have for you today on Entertainment News segments. This hot Monday morning, hot because Charlie, the things we've spoken about and dissected this Monday, dear. Anyway, my name is Daphne Flashley. Enjoy the rest of the show. Over to you guys.
Well, Daphne, thank you so much for coming in with the very best of entertainment right here on the show. She's on every single weekday. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Yeah, like she just gave us the bomb right now. But anyways, well, we're moving on.
Right. So in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. So please feel free to reach out to us on 050-1515124 or 0539-135-073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. At Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you.
Well, switch to Telecel. Fixed broadband today and experience incredible bonuses, non-expiry bundles, data transfers across devices, and lots more. Now, new customers get 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers, and existing customers receive 300% bonus data on every broadband renewal to keep browsing. To subscribe to Telecel Fixed Broadband for these amazing offers, dial *900# or use the Telecel Play app or visit a Telecel retail outlet and get connected today. Terms and conditions definitely apply. Telecel, connecting energies. Well, that's about it for Coffee Daily, and of course there's a whole lot more coming up next right here on the show. You might as well call a friend to tune in. It's not too late. Yes, it's right to be with us. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Every day is packed with its own surprises. You never know which thrill is around the corner.
Feel good. Feel good.
Or how it will play out. There's a sense of excitement.
Did our plane just stop? Another cash out.
That adds a little magic to my everyday.
Feels like a party tonight.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles, you were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sisi ma sendi obi sika ma no enti me twem kwadwo na ponche na
soa ma send pictures na ma choose new pe na fe send sika no ma no
Sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash is free. You can also make payments to merchants on all networks with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Welcome to a brand new season of VIP Access. That's what we're talking about.
VIP Access Podcast is back in 2024 with a brand new season. It's bigger and badder. From Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. Season 4 of VIP Access Podcast will once again present you with a cross-section of Africa's brightest music stars and industry gurus, sharing with you tips and tricks to making it in the game. VIP Access will also highlight East Africa's rising artists in hip-hop, Afro house, classical music, Afro pop, and jazz music genres. Brace yourself for an exciting new season that will spotlight the expansion of African music while exploring the role of women in the music industry.
We're walking superheroes and we sometimes don't even see it in ourselves.
VIP Access Season 4 is proudly supported by the Australian High Commission.
The legend.
KNIILENTE. It's a decision.
That love me.
Amazing.
On the show, I am John Jermaine.
Step into the world of fashion, where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV.
I want to find out one thing. What happened with you and Kwekuti?
One day Kwekuti calls me and says, bro, I want to do my solo album. Ghana, if somebody go, blah, blah, even for the media space right now, go talk your mind right now, they go talk to you, they go blacklist you. Event organizers, they go, then boom, balance money.
Honestly, was a part of our group. One of the times we featured on 9,010 labs. Fluid, so I called him, so speak to my manager. Where?
Patience is a virtue that carries a lot of weight. Yeah. Always know that you live to fight another day.
I feel say we musicians, one thing we like do, we know how to create. But the business part, we know the add them to whatever we do.
Me right now, as I stand here, everything is about marketing. If I do
the people I was looking up to, these two boys called famous people. Their work looked like they had like they were like 17 people or 20 people.
so welcome back from that quick break. Now, time for us to get into another very, very interesting conversation. We're throwing the spotlight on top-tier study abroad fair Ghana with MTSU. If you were asking questions, what does MTSU stand for? Your guess is as good as mine, so let's get straight into it. Now, joining us for the conversation, we've got Director of the Center of Asian Studies and a Professor of Media Arts from Middle Tennessee State University, USA, in the person of Guanping Zheng. Did I get that right?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Yes. Nice. And also we have staff of top-tier study abroad consort from the Accra office in the person of Dennis Asirifi Bannzy, who was on my case this morning. But it's good to have both of you inside the studio, so welcome to MX24. Prof, before I get to you, Dennis, please run us quickly the existence of top-tier study abroad consult, what you're into, and my follow-up would be why you decided to partner with MTSU as well. Please.
Right. Okay, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Top-tier study abroad consult has been in existence for the past 10 years. And what we do is that we assist students and individuals who wants to pursue a higher education in abroad.
Okay.
So, for example, we've partnered with many schools in the United States of America, Canada, the UK, and also Europe. We do this to assist them to actualize their dream of studying abroad. And we also assist them to also get scholarship, full funding or partial. We also help students to also get housing, either on campus or off campus. And we also assist them by picking them from the airport and also dropping them at the school. So basically, we do all these things. And then also, we also assist students or people who wants to pursue or attend conferences like carpenters, masons, mechanics, nurses, doctors, pharmacists, journalists, all walks of life who wants to attend conferences in abroad. We do that also on daily basis. Our offices are always busy with people trooping in to for us to assist them to actualize their dreams. And then also we also have SAT. You know, that's where I always champion my energy, you know, because our little ones, if I say our little ones, our brothers and sisters who just graduated from senior high school, many of them, you know, they want to pursue a higher education. They want to pursue bachelors. They don't know where to go. Because now, as I was speaking to one parent, that the parent was sharing with me the number of times that other agencies have defrauded them. Okay, so when the parent came to top-tier study abroad, and we presented what we can do to assist them, they were so excited. And through that particular client, now they've given us not less than 10 clients. Last year alone, top-tier study abroad consult, we were able to send 50 students abroad to study. So this is our aim. This is our vision. Our vision is to ensure that we assist every person who wants to pursue higher education abroad. And so today, Middle Tennessee State University is here. We also partner with them, and we are here to recruit people who wants to pursue their bachelor's, their master's, and even their PhD. They are here to assist and then talk to them. Our offices, our doors are open for them to have one-on-one or first-hand information with Prof. And then top tier, we are also organizing an educational fair in the month of July, of which when you are done with Prof, I will throw light on that.
Most definitely. Now let me come to Prof. Prof, so run us through what MTSU offers, you know, in terms of, you know, educational programs and especially with the programs and scholarships as well. So let's get into that first.
Great, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity for me to talk about MTSU. MTSU stands for Middle Tennessee State University. We are in the southeast part of the U.S., in the state of Tennessee. We're right in the middle of Tennessee. So we call ourselves Middle Tennessee State University. We are so close by to a city called Nashville. Nashville is named Music City, USA. If you are interested in music, play music, listen to music, Nashville is the place to go. MTSU is a comprehensive university. It offers a great range of programs ranging from bachelor's degrees to master's degrees to PhD degrees. So we have more than 300 majors and concentrations that are ranging from liberal art to STEM field to basic science, you can name it. So for the Canadian student, I'm sure you can find something that's of your interest.
Okay, so but when it comes to universities, especially there are different universities who major in different subjects. So for instance, if you were a science and technology person, you would move to another university. What is that of MTSU that we could say that, okay, if I'm into arts, because I just saw in your profile arts, so if I'm an arts person, I know that yes, my go-to is Middle Tennessee. Is that true?
Yes. So for instance, just give you an example. If you're a math major, we have applied mathematics in actual science. Graduate from this program, they work for banks, either a traditional bank or investment bank, or they work for insurance companies. I know the business of insurance in Ghana is growing up so rapidly, and also investment, right? So if you study art, we have several fields that are related to it. Interior design, fashion design, studio art, either in ceramics, painting, or sculpture. If you are in liberal art, we have a PhD program that's literary studies. And it's very, very good for the people who want to get into education system to improve reading, writing in this field.
Okay. Now let's get into credentials. I mean, what would a Ghanaian student be required to have to be able to get into a state university such as Middle Tennessee? What are the credentials? What are the requirements?
Well, the requirement we will have different standard for different level of studies. So for bachelor's degrees, we require you to have a high school diploma. So your high school transcript, that's one of the requirements. Of course, if you high achiever, you can show us, okay, I have high ACT, or not many people take the ACT or SAT test. Why I won this award and that award, we offer different scholarships. But one major scholarship we offer without even applying is the International Merit Scholarship. We at the university allocate about $2 million for the student who qualify for this scholarship. This scholarship is totally based on your GPA, so accumulative score basically during your high school years. Now, if your high school score is a little bit lower than the minimal requirement, like 3.0, means that you have to have minimum of 80 percentile in your class in the score. You can take the ACT, you can get a high score, and then we can offer you a scholarship also. So that's something we assist the student. Of course, we have other scholarships, like athletic scholarship. If you are good in track and field, we have scholarship for it. If you are good in football, we have scholarship for that too.
Nice. That's good to know. And I'd like us to also talk about the age limit. Is there an age limit with regards to studying at MTSU?
No, there's no age limit. So we have students graduate from my university at the age 80.
Whoa!
Well, that old? University is a lifetime learning institute. And we talk about the undergraduate scholarship, but we also offer scholarship for graduate too. So for graduate student, the requirement is a little bit different. You need to have your college degree and your college transcript. Some programs require you to have GRE, that's a graduate record examination. If you are going to business school, GMAT is required for some of the majors.
Okay. Let's talk also about timelines. What are the timelines looking like for scholarships, especially if maybe you want to apply for one?
Yes. Yes. So for our international merit scholarship, you do not have to apply. We look at your transcript, we decide how much money we give to you. The key in this is to apply as early as possible and commit as early as possible. So when I look at your transcript, we say, hey, you are qualified for this scholarship and we are ready to admit you. Do you accept this scholarship? So if we receive the confirmation, then we can issue I-20. If everything is complete, we issue I-20 for you to get a U.S. visa to enter U.S. and to be enrolled in our classes. So apply early, commit early, that's the key. Because even though we have so much money to give away, but in any situation, money is always limited. When it's gone, it's gone.
Okay. Currently, do we have Ghanaian students at MTSU?
We have Ghana students at MTSU. We don't have that many, but we do have. Actually, one of our merit professor is from Ghana.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And,
his name?
He got his Awuno, right? Awuno, Dr. Awuno. He got his PhD from my university in exercise science. Now he's a professor. Professor.
Oh, is it Professor?
Yeah, he goes abroad.
The professor I know.
Yeah, that's the name he trains Olympians, Olympic athletes. So.
Wow, that's interesting to know. Now, Dennis, so we do know. So there's now tell us about the combination and why you decided to team up with MTSU. What is happening? Because I know there's a fair happening in Ghana. Give us the details towards that.
Okay. So top tier study abroad consult, before we team up or partner with a school, we look at the programs they offer. And then also the scholarship offers that they also do have. So with this, we put it into consideration. And then we see that, we have a student who is good in athletics. Therefore, that student will be good when we place him or her in MTSU. So we do that. Other students who wants to pursue a bachelor's degree in music or theater or communication, we also see that this is where it will fit you. So we will put you there. Also, our partnership with Middle Tennessee State University has been that is encouraging. That we are encouraging more students to enroll in their programs. If any student who is watching us now, you are interested in pursuing a bachelor's degree in the state, this is the right time. Because Prof himself is here.
Yeah.
So you have
what more do you want?
Yes. You see?
Hear it from the horse's own mouth.
Yeah. When he gives you the scholarship and you think he needs to top up, you come and you talk to him. Rather than he will go and then you come to top tier and say, the scholarship amount that I was given is small. Prof is here. Come with your parents. Come with your guidance. Prof is in Ghana. He's here, right here. He will be in our office. He will be in our Kumasi office. He will be at Accra also. Prof will be everywhere. So we are encouraging all students to come. From here, we also go to Legon. To also meet the dean. All right. So we are inviting all to come and meet Prof.
So runners, now the fair itself starts today, does it?
Right. So once Prof alighted 2 days ago. Right. So it starts from the day he came because we've already
started.
Yeah, we've already had our webinar on Sunday. Where we had not less than 50 people joining from Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, Rwanda. They all joined and they got first-hand information. All right. So many people were interested in the information that Prof gave out. From here, Prof will go to Kumasi. There are also a section of people who are also waiting for Prof. Other secondary schools, other high schools are also waiting for him. That we go. So our general fair will be in the month of July, where we have not less than 20 top European, American, Canadian, UK school representatives coming down. So it's going to be massive. Last year, when we did it, we had not less than 2,000 students that attended at Ghana College of Education. It was massive. So we are trying to see that this year's own will surpass that of last year's own.
Okay, good.
That's our goal.
Prof, anything else you want to tell us why convince the students to be a part of Middle Tennessee State University? Please go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Well, first of all, Let me talk about my feeling about Ghana first. So, I fall in love with Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, as a teacher, you talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm especially interested in talking to young people and looking into the eyes of the students. I feel excited. I feel that there should be a bright future for all of them. The reason I'm so confident about my university and I want to promote my university to Ghanaian students is that we offer quality programs at a reasonable price. When you look at the programs, you look at what they offer. So what is the quality? And is the environment safe for my children, for students to stay, to study, to be successful? Another one is the cost. What is the tuition? And I believe our tuition is very competitive. One of the key elements most people do not evaluate is the cost of living. In Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, the cost of living is relatively low. So the combination of the cost is good, it's manageable. And if you combine the quality of the programs and the price, I think that we are one of the best buy.
It makes sense.
Yes.
Great. Dennis, to wrap it up, please kindly give us the numbers to call and how we can be a part of it. Social media as well, please go ahead and do so.
Right. So if you want to reach out to us, you can call our office lines 0260 411 847 or 020 35 92008 or 020 3815 887. And you can also reach to us on all our social media handles. Top Tier Study Abroad Consult, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere we are there.
Everywhere. All right. But what is happening at Madina Rollins Park, like Rollins Circle? What exactly is there?
Okay, so our office is just opposite the Madina Polyclinic.
Okay.
The CC Hagan Plaza. Okay. It's a beautiful store building just opposite the Polyclinic. Okay. We are the first floor.
Okay.
When you come there, just walk in there. You will meet dedicated admission officers who will welcome you, listen to you, document and assist you to get the best service ever. You know, the services that we offer at Top Tier is a top notch. That's why we are Top Tier. When you come, we also assist our students who are going for their visa interviews. You know, that's our hallmark. And the people that we send out there for their interview, at least I can tell you 90% of them get their scholarship.
Most definitely.
Though we don't promise visas, because we don't have the right, we don't have the power. It's only in the hands of the counselor or the visa officer. But we will assist you. We will prepare you adequately so that when you go, you will get the visa.
Okay. Well, Prof, thank you so much for coming through and enjoy. Have you had some fufu yet?
Oh, yes, we did. We did. We have different food, yes.
Great stuff.
And some of them are very spicy, by the way. But I like it.
Well, you do know. Well, Dennis, thank you too also for coming through. Well, of course, it's a study abroad with Top Tier. And, of course, with MTSU, where the fair is in, Prof is in town. So make sure you are out there, you're students, you want to learn, you want to gain a scholarship. This is your time, okay? So make use of it. Just go to the social media handles, or you can just go to Madina. We've already told you where to get them. So what are you waiting for? Be a part of it, all right? For those of you especially who've been hitting me up, I want to go to school, I want to do this, I want to leave, Your answer is yeah, all right? Most definitely. Okay, so up next is Lifestyle Daily. Of course, we're reviewing the news after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Shopping just got easier, better, and smarter. 8Z Department Store, your trusted go-to shopping destination in Ghana. It's live online. Experience the same trusted in-store excellence from the comfort of your home. From fashion to lifestyle essentials, we've redefined shopping to suit your lifestyle. Simply visit www.onlinestore.azgroupgh.com. Browse, click, and enjoy seamless shopping anytime, anywhere. The offers get even better. 10% discount on first order, free delivery. Note that you can pay via cash on delivery, Momo, and Visa. A-to-Z Department Store, lifestyle redefined.
Your home, your sanctuary, and a reflection of your personality, your style, your dreams. At Accento Projects, we understand the importance of bringing your vision to life. With a decade of expertise, we've mastered the art of transforming spaces. Right from historic restorations to modern marvels, we solve complex building problems with creativity, craftsmanship, and dedication. Whether you are renovating, restoring, building anew, or simply refining your space, we listen, we care, and we deliver exceptional results. Accento Projects Limited. We don't just build structures, we bring your dreams to life. Contact us today at on 02-0888-2722 or 02711-42749.
We have recorded tremendous success in ensuring that the vision of our founding fathers does indeed become a reality.
We welcome you to the next Africa Prosperity Dialogues and the Africa Prosperity Champions Awards, which take place in Accra, Ghana from the 30th of January to the 1st of February 2025.
I will work to foster the partnerships that transcends our borders, and I'll work collectively with you towards regional stability, economic growth, and mutual respect.
We see our role in enabling Africans' future.
We indeed have what it takes. There is no dream which is too big or impossible.
On occasions like these, we give ourselves an excellent opportunity to showcase the difference we can make.
To register, visit africaprosperitynetwork.com. Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2025, delivering Africa's single markets through infrastructure. Invest, connect, integrate.
Welcome to a brand new season of VIP Access. That's what we're talking about.
VIP Access Podcast is back in 2024 with a brand new season. It's bigger and badder. From Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. Season 4 of VIP Access Podcast will once again present you with a cross-section of Africa's brightest music stars and industry gurus, sharing with you tips and tricks to making it in the game. VIP Access will also highlight East Africa's rising artists in hip-hop, Afro house, classical music, Afro pop, and jazz music genres. Brace yourself for an exciting new season that will spotlight the expansion of African music while exploring the role of women in the music industry.
We are walking superheroes, and we sometimes we don't even see it in ourselves.
VIP Access Season 4 is proudly supported by the Australian High Commission.
Good morning and welcome back to AM Club right here on MX24. If you're just joining in, you made the right choice. We're getting into national issues. Lots of things happening. We have a 120-day social contract with the sitting government, okay? And we're looking forward to all the exciting things that could be happening very soon. I'm still telling people that, listen, I am still with the notion that with the way things are going for now, I feel like if they follow the same, if they follow on the same tangent, there's success looking, staring them right in the face and it's very close to them. But if not, if we're going to see a switch in the active, implementation of things, then I'm sorry, that's not the way to go. I'm just trying to be careful. I was going to say something, but I'm just trying to be careful. Because for a very long time, I've been tagged NDC sometimes and sometimes tagged MPV, but it's okay. Please stay with us right here on the show as we get into some really pertinent issues that bother on the development of this country. I have joining me this morning Chris Bannzy, Jr., Director, Youth Special Duties, Movements for Change. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Boakye, and the way I'm threatening now on the show.
I'm good.
And I have Godfrey Nana Sakyi, Boakye Nana B, MPP Communications Team Member. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Looking very nice.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, I'm what position? And then the team lead for the Victory Party, Reginald Acheisu, Deputy Director of Campaigns and Advocacy, NDC Youth Wing. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I have just been available. It's just that your producers have not reached out.
Oh, really? Is that true?
Yeah. He's lying. He's not been available.
They assume that I'm busy.
You cannot tell Reginald he's lying when I'm
No, he has not been. He has not been available.
I've told them, Reginald, me too. Say, Obi or government money can say anyhow. But
please, just a quick disclaimer. I'm not in government. That is John Dramani Mahama, Professor Jenano Pukwadman. That is in government. We are just here to support them. Yeah, I mean, I believe in the ideologies of the NDC, and I believe that the NDC will do a great job.
Oh my God! You have all of a sudden become an youth advocate.
No, I am a youth activist. I am NDC, and the NDC is in government, and I believe that the NDC will change the cause of Ghana and do things better than the MPP. And like you have clearly stated, when we follow the tangent we've started, I think that it will be great.
I believe
the
so.
Future looks better.
I believe so too. But we're going to quickly get into the big conversations, appointments so far. I believe that there were certain appointments that we're looking at. Listen, this one is, we don't know who else could fit in that position. But there are also ones that have, surprised us a little bit, and ones that people are a little disappointed, especially when you're looking through the vetting process. Yeah. One of it being that of the tourism minister, the tourism and creative arts, I believe, and then also that of the gender ministry. There has been conversations that, listen, the vetting didn't go well. They should have been looked into a little bit more. What do you make of that assertion? Okay, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, so Mimi, a very good morning to yourself and to your viewers and to all those that have tuned in nationwide. And thank you so much for having us on your platform again. I think that governance is different from campaign. And one of the things that I've struggled with over the past few weeks is learning how to be able to merge the generals you won the elections with versus the generals you rule with. And so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his close associates have thought wise that, listen, we have a huge task ahead. And to be able to ensure that these tasks are met, there are these groups of people that we need to be able to work with to ensure that the Ghanaian people are liberated. And one of the people have got to be with Jifa Gomashi. Jifa Gomashi is no new face to her. Honorable Jifa Gomashi is no new face to our political dispensation. She has lived her life through the tourism creative arts industry. She has been an actress herself. She has become an MP. She even worked as a deputy minister of tourism. And so this tourism is not new to her. And if you listen to her vetting very well, I do not think that anybody can stamp their feet on the ground and tell me that she didn't do well, she didn't perform. She answered the question she was asked squarely. I think that perhaps maybe the vetting panel should have extended their reach a little bit and then asked more questions, because in our current creative space, it is not just the movie, the music that we see. There's more. There are creators. Questions like that should have gone to them. Because throughout the campaign times, I engaged with some people who are TikTok creators, and they tell that one of their biggest challenges is getting a space to shoot their videos and all of that. They want a film village. They want maybe some sort of a government apartment where they can even rent, because the Airbnbs are costing them so much to be, and all of these things. So I was thinking that if the vetting panel had enlarged their scope, she would have been able to produce more. But I have no iota of that what she responded to was wrong.
I thought the structure rather is that they ask, questions to be given to the vetting committee, so they are able to ask. Did they do that?
I cannot tell for sure, because I do not know what went on through the vetting process. But the vetting itself is what I'm talking about. Right. The questions that were asked was what she produced answers to. Now to the issue of the Minister for Gender and Children, I also think that she exhibited brilliance. Right, from the time she was asked questions concerning her CVs and all of that. Afenyo Maken was trying to punch holes into a CV alone. Questions only lasted for about an hour. So I feel that we really lost time to really ask the most pressing issues. And there are so many pressing issues that are affecting women and children today. In fact, when you even drive from 37 to Medina, there are so many challenges that you yourself will be confronted with, that you think that these things should be looked into. When you look at how even victims of rape are treated, when you look at opportunities for women, you see, when we talk about women issues, it shouldn't just be the negatives. There are so many good ones too. How many women entrepreneurs? What are the support for women entrepreneurs that exist? How can we harness those opportunities to ensure that women are doing better? All of these things. But we couldn't ask these crash questions because we, in our minds, perhaps like the issues around women are just what we usually see, but there's more to it. Women control the informal sector, about 56%. What sort of support exists for them? Is there any forms of insurance for our women? Because when their markets bend, all we see is them crying. What sort of even pension scheme is available for them? These are very essential questions that should have been asked, so that we can get all of this information from her. But I think that these two women exhibited brilliance, and they are ready to serve, and they have constantly said that their doors will be opened for anybody, and I like that about the NDC so far. Every minister has said that they are not going to be a minister for just NDC grassroots. They are going to be a minister for Ghanaians. So regardless, come with a plan, come with a policy, come with a program. Let's run it together. Let's see if it will work. Once it has that touch we want, we'll definitely develop and move forward. And so, this is my view.
There's a bit where there are no deputies for now as well.
Yes.
And apparently there's not going to be that.
So, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama promised Ghanaians that he is going to make sure he appoints 60 ministers. At the time, it was a very important suggestion to make, because we're losing so much, and because we had borrowed so much and we're using most of our revenue to service our debt, it was so not right for you to have so many ministers. So the issue of cutting down ministers to 60 was very important at the time. And you realize that the then flag bearer of the NPP, also wanting to copy Mahama so much, decided to even lower his by 10 and say he was going to be less 50 ministers without having a plan for it. But John Mahama had a plan. Reducing the number of ministries was one of the plan, ensuring that there was a merger. And then now he's saying that some of the ministries, he's going to make sure there are not going to be any deputies, so that we can just have 60 ministers. Once we have 60 ministers, we can ensure that there's effectiveness and there's efficiency. So you are not just a minister just sitting, or just, you are a minister that is working. And this is something he wants to be held by, and he's committed to that he's going to ensure there are just 60 ministers. If it will even mean that some of them will not have deputies, that is what he is going to do. Yeah.
But what do you make of that, Nabi?
Okay, so a very good morning to yourself. Good morning, Ghana. Good morning to everyone. When I received the topic, it was broad, so I wouldn't want to limit it down to maybe the whole conversation around Jifa and the gender minister.
No. That is something I was very personally. I'm a little biased to both industries, both ministries, because again, I want to know what's going to happen to my women. And then also I'm in the creative space as well.
I didn't follow their vetting. So if I think I watched the Honorable K. Salato Force, and I watched part of the Honorable John Jinapo, and then I've also watched some excerpts from the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. And I think last week we spoke about education. But personally, I don't think I would so much dwell on maybe their performance there, because someone like especially Jifa Gomashi is a new name in our political space. I think the chunk of it has to do with the work. Because for the next 4 years, like I said last week, as a responsible opposition, we are going to keep them to the promises they made. Because the most importantly is the fact that governments are born out of political parties. President Mahama is there today because he was first a member of the NDC. The NDC gave him the platform before he actually gave himself up to be contested, and then he's now president. And then the reason he is there today is because of basically, let me say, the promises he made, in as much as there may be other reasons for which people will vote for candidates. So I think for everything they are going to do is going to be streamlined down to what they promised Ghanaians, that these are the things we are going to do, because these are the challenges we are seeing. I mean, give us the nod. These are the things we are going to do. I like the when he said the ministers keep saying that they have opened doors. But I think when you go on social media and you see some of their comments, their foot soldiers are passing, especially about the recent NCA appointment, it's a very sharp contrast. I believe they should put their people more in check, because...
that cannot be their problem, though. That cannot be the problem of the people at the top, because if they but when they talk, they can listen. Yes, okay, so they should. Okay. So I think personally, I would like to touch on maybe two ministries, especially as a youth. I would want to touch on the Ministry for Youth Empowerment and also the Ministry of Finance, because you see, the whole, let me say, the central hub of all these ministries is the finance ministry. It basically connects all of them if you look at our structures very well. So when you listen to the finance minister, he talks about taking his long-term goal of expanding GDP from 13% to 18%. He talks about cancellation of some levies like the e-levy, like the Boateng tax. In the budget, in his next budget, he's going to read. In his first budget, yes. So thanks for that. He's talking about maintaining sustainable debt levels, creating jobs, and all that. And I think for the whole conversation around the GDP, we personally haven't had much of an explanation from the finance minister, and we hope that when he gets rid of his first budget, we get to understand these things more. Because scaling GDP from 13% to 18%, and knowing that a percentage GDP is about 10 billion Ghana cedis. So that's 5% increase. We are looking at about 50 billion cedis expansion in the course of the next, let me say, 4 years. That aside, when you say we are scrapping off levies like the e-levy, like the Boateng tax, already these two plus things like the emissions levy are amounting to about 20 billion cedis, which is about 2% of GDP. When you scrap this, and the NDC is also promising that they are not going to burden us with taxes, so then what are you going to do? What is going to be the initiative on revenue mobilization and generation? Are you not going to rebrand taxes and rename them to suit the agenda? Because when you read their manifesto on fiscal policy, monetary policy and all that, they talk about reviewing and rationalizing port fees. I mean, that is ambiguous. We are waiting for explanations and all that. They talk about scaling up revenue mobilization, broadening the tax base. Already, you want to cancel some of these revenues that is raking in so much for us. It's part of the reasons we are having the 13% GDP today. So the finance minister, Honorable Acheisu Latofo, has a lot of explanations to do for Ghanaians, and also how it all fits into the agenda of the 24-hour economy. And that will lead me to touch a bit on their Ministry for Youth Empowerment and Youth Development, because when you read page 123 to 126 of the NDC manifesto, they talk about youth-friendly local content policies in the energy, in the mining, the telecommunication, and the manufacturing sectors. They talk about how to make the youth the concentration of the 24-hour economy policy, and how best they solve the issues of unemployment using skills and all that. They talk about fully implementing the National Youth Authority Act 2016, Act 939, by enacting an LI that will establish district and regional youth committees, and also the Ghana Youth Federation and all that. And I am very much interested in that. And most importantly, I think this, I'll use it to implore the president that in the constitution of these committees, it shouldn't be on partisan basis, because I believe that it should be more nationalistic, so it wouldn't be like
it's a winner takes it all. It's our government in power, so we need to take over these things. Let's speak about reviewing NSS allowances, and I think Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo did so well, picking it from 300 cedis when he took over, 300 and something cedis, and leaving it at 715 Ghana cedis. It is evident enough. We've made progress. I mean, when you look at the percentage increase and all that. Again, we are assessing, we are looking forward to these things. He, especially in health, talking about the Agenda 111 and all that. But on my final take on this whole assessing this ministerial appointment so far, one thing I find baffling, maybe my brother here can explain, is that today we have a Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and we have a Minister of State in charge of climate change. So the big question is that, how different are these two? Maybe they have better explanations as to why we have these two different ministries, and I hope they give that explanation, because I believe that the whole idea on the reduction of ministries was not just for political point.
But that's just one.
It was no. So aside the political point, I believe it was about issues of cost saving.
Yes.
It was about issues of reducing redundancy. So if today you have a ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and you have a ministry for climate change, I mean, what is the difference there? And then again, let me land on this. Today, we have a Minister of State in charge of communications. Yeah. So you scrap up the Information Ministry and you say we have a Minister of State in charge of communications. Right. What is the rationale behind that? Because one thing you should know is that the civil servants who are working in the Ministry of Information will be absorbed. Oh, let me finish. I didn't kill you, please. Okay. Will be absorbed in other government agencies. You continue to perpetuate the redundancy. And then again, when you say you have a Minister of State in charge of communications, you are going to have things like presidential staffers working there. You are just bloating up the whole cost issue.
No, okay, so
the rationale there.
And then let me come in.
Yeah,
you always create,
there. So
you
please, we would need that
yourself.
really important explanation from them.
Right.
Thank you.
He's always
Thank you very much, Nana. He's
so educate me.
So now
transfer himself.
So educate me.
So good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning to you and the viewers, and good morning to my leader, Alan John Kojocha Martin. Okay, so I'd like to touch on the nominees first.
Yes, please.
You see, John Mahama is doing good thus far.
Okay.
I have to give it to him.
Interesting.
Yes, but
Okay, but
we promised a leaner, even government.
But you don't have
Alan
now.
John Kojocha Martin promised 40 ministers. 40, less than any of the numbers they are going about.
I believe him, but he's not in government.
We're not in government, so I'm just saying, I'm just giving reference to that.
Please go ahead.
So next 4 years, Ghanaians should be able to think and know that the next leader who can form lean government expenditure and not be mediocre is Alan Kojocha Martin.
Okay, but we haven't even seen the performance of NDC with their lean government yet. So I don't know what you're talking about. Let's move on.
However, the president is doing good. That's far, like I said. And I would like to also say we should ignore the micro leaders' comments. You understand? The micro leader, Afenyo, is making noise. He's throwing his weight about it.
I think that's a personal attack on his.
It's not a personal attack. No, you do know why? It's in reference to
Parliament.
Hello, please.
So you should check that.
Hello, please. Don't come in. So you know what? We should ignore his comments. You know why? Because it is in reference to what he's talking about. What we are talking about ministerial appointment here. He just went and made a flimsy comment that John Mahama should come back and beg Ghanaians, and go back on his word that the 60 is not going to work. Are you in John Mahama's cabinet?
Okay.
How do you know what he is thinking and how structured he is? And so far, you can see the man is so structured by reducing the ministries from 29 to 23. 3 new ministerial offices have been created. That should show you what goes into the thinking, the planning stages. I think his team is solid now.
Okay.
They're doing a good job. That's why I've been praising them thus far.
Okay.
And you see, the government of the new ministries that have been created, which is the special initiatives, the government of communications, and the climate and sustainability. Those things.
Which, by the way, personally, I think is a very important.
It is because climate and sustainability. Me coming here today, it's not been easy, Charlie. I had to drop my car somewhere, park, and pick a motorbike, pick an Okada here. You know why? Because it's congested. Accra is congested. So the climate, if all of us are going to buy cars by 2028, and all of us want to drive in the morning and go to work, you understand? Then we have to be able to control this. So I think setting up a ministry for this particular stuff, and we can just look into it and delve into it and find the solutions that are probably good for them. You understand? Also, the youth and empowerment creation of Operado's ministry.
Honorable.
It is honorable. Sorry, honorable Pablo. Sorry, sir. You see, that should show you that Mahama puts a lot into thinking.
Okay.
Creating an empowerment ministry and putting a youth leader over there. You understand? Shows you that he's not going back on his word about promising the youth a brighter future for the next 4 years. He's not going back on his word about telling the youth that, oh, I'm not here to do the same mediocre performance that the government that just left performed. We are not going to do that. So honestly, I'm gonna applaud him so far. I think a lot of thinking goes into all these things, decision making and all that. And the appointments have been solid thus far.
Okay.
It's splendid.
I'm actually very shocked, gentlemen, that we have Chris here praising a certain government when his. But I'm going to leave it at that. I want us to touch briefly on Mahama Ayariga's acceptance of majority leader, but I'll leave that for the last. There's also the Constitution Review Committee from the government. And so the committee, composed of 8 members, is chaired by Professor of Law and Executive Director of Center of Democratic Development, Ghana. That's Professor Acheisu Prempe. Now, members include retired Justice of Supreme Court and member of the United Nations Appeal Tribunal, Justice Sophia Edinshira, right? Lawyer and former chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, and Professor of Journalism and Mass Communication, Professor Kwame Karikari. And listen, this committee is to look at what our constitution has been so far, what we could change, what we should take out, and what we should include. And I mean, there have been, conversations about it as well. That listen, it's not important. It has served as well. We should stay with this. Others say that listen, it is totally useless. Let's just go and change the entire thing. But I'm going to start with Mr. Acheisu. I don't want to believe that this same constitution that has served us for this long is entirely wrong. I believe that there are a few things that we should take out. In your opinion, which area should we start touching?
Wow. Okay, before I go into the areas we should start touching with our constitution, I just want to respond briefly to some of the comments that were made by my brother. All right, he spoke about the finance minister's idea of transforming or ensuring that there's sustainable growth in our GDP from 13 to 18% over the next 4 years. And this is a very sustainable projection because one of the things that the NDC is going to ensure is that the tax net is going to be widened. Secondly, we are going to ensure that there's going to be judicious spending, where we are not going to spend how much million of dollars on a whole. We are not going to ensure that. We are going to ensure that there's no redundancy, and so just minimum number of ministerial roles, just so that we can use the rest of the monies for something judicious. We're also going to make sure that the amount of money that we're raking as taxes are not going to be just spent on recurrent expenditure, but we are also going to be doing some capital expenditure. He's going to ensure that there's going to be currency stabilization, and that is one of the things that has been drawing us back. And also creating an enabling environment for businesses to be able to thrive and grow, so that you will not hear 18 businesses or 42 businesses shutting down within a year. Do you understand? These are the things these are the plans that Honorable Tuforson has in mind to be able to ensure that we have that sustainable growth. He also made mention of NSS increment from 359 to 715 by Akufo-Addo. What was the inflation rate at the time? What's the inflation rate now? What's the exchange rate at the time? What's the exchange rate now? What's the cost of doing business? What's the average cost of living? And what's the average cost of living now? And also, I
think the focus will be the average cost of living.
The average cost of living, because if around the time I was picking my Uber was 5 cedis, and now my Uber here is 120 cedis. There's a drastic increase.
300 cities will not do anything.
Exactly. Right, and so NSS recruitment, he also makes mention about the increment. Was the increment to the 20,000 ghost names that up to now we've not been able to get access to? I mean, this is not, don't tell me these are just mere speculations. This is a proper work that was done by the 4th Estate. Okay. He also made mention about the youth ministry, and you see, so far, throughout our conversation, I have not heard any broken promise by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yet, because he promised that within the first 14 days he appoints his cabinet ministers. We have seen that. He has said that within the first 90 days there's going to be a national dialogue on the economy. There is going to be set up a committee for that. He has promised that within the first 120 days there's going to be the no free stress policy being rolled out. Honorable Haruna has mentioned that. He also mentioned that within the first 120 days there's going to be the policy framework and legal framework around the 24-hour economy. Honorable Gusitando is handling that. So tell me which of the promises that has not been implemented. First 120 days, the Women's Development Bank policy framework is going to be developed. It is being developed. Now tell me which of the promises have been broken. And from 10th December, have you seen the president's rest? Even before he became president, he started moving because he is working tireless. On Friday, he went to Ho. From Ho, he came down to the Flagstaff House to come and swear ministers in. Right from there to Angola. Like, the president is constantly working. He is not sleeping on the job. Okay. Wow, I like the way he sang Lally that time. So the promise about youth ministry has also been kept, and this time young people have fresh breath of hope. That okay, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama have our interest at heart, and that is what is happening. That a young person like me today can also dream and say that I know that once I am developed well, I can submit a CV and I get a job.
Let's go back to the committee.
Now to the committee for the constitutional review. If you read the letter that is attached, what has been appreciated is that subsequently there has been various administrations that have appointed people for constitutional review, but always it ends at the report stage, and there hasn't been any form of implementation.
Right.
So what what their role is, go through all the reports that have been submitted, and then so this is something that is happening in the first 14 days of elected president and has not been seen before. So you people have been appointed within the first few days. Go through the reports that have been submitted and let's make recommendations as soon as possible and get things done. I think that so many people have run commentary about our constitution, and there are so many things that needs to be changed. And for the purpose of checks and balances and division of power, it will just be right that we'll have parliamentarians stay in parliament, the executive arm of government function, the judiciary also function, so that we can have that checks and balance, so that a minister of state or a minister will also not be a member of parliament in parliament and don't be playing that dual role and not be able to question as much. So that those will be some of the angles that I want for it to be checked. And so yeah, pretty much these are my commentary on that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Constitutional Review Committee.
Okay, so thank you so much.
But you didn't exactly tell us any part of the constitution that
no, that's what I'm saying. For the purpose of checks and balances, there will just be the right thing that as a member of parliament, you don't also play a dual
ministerial.
But I can run through a number of them, so many of them. But I just want to give my colleagues
I think on a constitutional review, but before that, the issue of the ghost names, I mean, we don't want to go that tangent because you can check online. You have your tablet here. So many times under the NDC, when there were so many scandals about NSS and all that.
So we are equalizing the story now.
We are not equalizing anything. The point is,
so you are not saying it's a lie.
And the point is, what is the prosecution state of what you are saying? If that is why you see, last week I made a comment. You don't just always say there are scandals. You have oral today. You have all that. What stops you from investigating all these things?
No, but it's being investigated. It's going to be investigated.
I listen to you when you're speaking.
But I'm just saying, is it a lie or not?
So let me speak. I don't like
that again.
Don't tell me I'm setting. What is the trap I'm setting for myself? If you think you know better, then you say it. Please don't make mention of that because you haven't been able to dispute anything. So that is baseless. So the issue of ghost names, the point is, that is to him. The issue of ghost names, the point is that there are so many scandals and that if you have oral today, you are in government today. If you want to investigate that is to you. What he says, they are going to widen the tax net system, and I want to see how automatically the reduction of ministries from 29 to 23 would actually give them the sort of GDP projection they are anticipating. See, this is the thing. When it works for Ghana. When things are not going well, as opposition, we are going to speak about it. It's not about we are antagonizing you, we are just keeping you in check. So I think society is dynamic, okay? That is moving on to the substantive matter. And at every point in time, we would need changes because there was a time when female education was seen not to be important.
Right.
There is a time when it is very important. So the issue of constitutional review, the 1992 constitution, since its inception, there has always been that debate around it, because right from the onset, people like Professor Yayo in his article, Resurgence of Multi-Party System in Ghana, you know how he opined that the 1992 constitution was skewed to favor the executive, which was former president, the late Jerry John Rawlings. And I think that has even been an issue that over the years, people have come to believe in, because people think that there's so much power given to the executive. Things like my brother mentioned, that MPs playing those double roles and then all that. I think the very important questions we need to be asking ourselves should be that, okay, so which aspects are we reviewing? What is the end goal of this whole exercise? What is the ultimate interest? Is it parochial? Is it political? Is it truly in the interest of national business? Because when it's parochial, you have another government coming and saying, well, those recommendations were bad. Let us go back to the drawing board. You see, we've had over the years precedents like 2010, we had a constitutional review committee under the late Professor John Evans Atamos, may he so respectfully, and the report was submitted in 2011. In 2012, we had a CRC implementation committee. We didn't see the end goal of it. And Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, he put together a very robust team in 2023. We had a constitutional review. The report was submitted in December, and I think because December 2024, what should Akufo-Addo do about it?
Oh wow! But were there no timelines given to the committee?
The point is, it was submitted in December 2024.
No, that's not the point. That's not the point.
In December 2024, he couldn't have. No, he couldn't have implemented anything. No.
There were timelines. They were supposed.
So you let me land. I'm coming. So I think now the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has put another committee together, and I think the whole approach, when you listen to the Honorable Felix Kwachofusu, is that they should gather views on the proposed amendments so far, and they should make actionable recommendations. And I think this is one thing I'll commend the President on. He's giving them a 5-month timeline. Perfect. Because I think, like I said, when it's good, we praise. When it's bad, we speak against it. So I believe that within the 5 months, the members on the committee would put together very salient points. And the most important thing should also do on the national dialogue, because it's not about you just sitting in a room and making your own input. It's about that
9:50 a.m. Monday, they are working
national consultation.
They're working.
The point is, we need to have a focused end goal as far as this whole constitutional review is concerned. It should be in national interest. It shouldn't be about parochial or political interest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You want to speak on the constitution review, and also I would like you to start also, when you're done with that, you start with Honorable, do I call him Honorable Mahama Ayariga?
He's
the majority leader.
So let me quickly touch on the Constitution Review Committee. I must say that I'm extremely pleased about this, but I hope it will not be another NATO all talk and no action, you understand, movement. So our Constitution has become a monster to ourselves.
Is it?
Yes. It has become a breathing place for corruption. It's giving room for both parties, MPP and NDC, to breed corrupt people into our country. Into positions of government. I'm telling you, they both sat down to draw that constitution for us. And since then, where you can see that when everybody's leaving, they hand over, I've set up a committee, let's try and see whether we can touch on it. It's all lies. They cannot touch on it because that is what's giving them provision to be able to have time to sleep when they go home, you understand? Knowing that their backs are covered. Because if a president comes to rule the nation and goes in 10 years, you cannot trial him. You cannot touch him. What are you telling me? Is that what other nations are practicing? Donald Trump was what? He was impeached. But he's back into power now. Nobody should be untouchable. The Constitution is not untouchable. Like he said, let's have a national dialogue. Let's talk to each other. Let's even hold a referendum if it's necessary on the things and the loopholes that we, the citizens, want, not them.
So you think the committee will not have a holistic work done if it doesn't favor what we're looking for?
You see, what they are going to do will favor what they want. Do you understand?
What you think?
Yes, because you know what? This same constitution we are talking about has become a mandate that allows them to serve us mediocrely. When they come, they serve us, they don't get things done, and they are going and they are leaving office, and they still have the guts to even comment on stuff that you're supposed to get done by the Ghanaian people. You promise us a lot of things. You come here and then you come and do shambolic work, and then you go and then you think because of the constitution you can't be touched and nothing can be done about it. So you know what? We have to really wake up in this country. Like I said, if it is needed for us to have a referendum and then a national dialogue, and then we can choose what we want to be changed or amended in the constitution, not them and the committee. The committee, I think they are going to do their work, but it's up to what work they are going to do. The report, where is the report going to? Who is it going to? And what decision will be made on the report? Akufo-Addo sat there. Former President Akufo-Addo sat there.
It is there.
I don't even challenge me. I don't
former Akufo-Addo.
Former President, former President Akufo-Addo.
Actually,
sat
there. His Excellency.
Sat there with a bill on his office desk, not signed, and he has left office. And you see, we act like it's normal. It's not normal.
Right.
This precedence must stop. It must end. Failure of then you see, I want to also comment on the failure of the previous government, whether it is Akufo-Addo's government, whether it is Mahama's government because he has been there before, whether it is John Atamil's, whether it is J. Kufuor, all of them have failed.
Is that so?
Yes, to touch this constitution.
Okay.
Because if they really think about the Ghanaian citizen, by now they should have touched that constitution. They should have amended it and done a little bit of homework and know that, listen, they go to town. They have families and friends. They shouldn't act like they're aliens. They're not supermen. Just because we give you the mantle and the power doesn't mean you're a superhuman being and you walk around without any questions asked or posed to you.
Right.
When you are given the mantle, you are there to serve the Ghanaian citizens' interest. So if you go to a pub, it's like they act like they don't even drink beer. They all drink beer. You understand? When you go to a pub and you have conversations, that is where the national dialogue starts from.
That's what I'm saying. We cannot say for sure whether they drink.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But over a drink, right? Over a drink, that's where the national dialogue starts.
Is that so?
Yes.
I can't believe. I cannot agree to this.
That is where we start. That is where we start our conversation. That is where we start our conversation.
Wow, great transformational plan. That is where it started. I don't drink beer. That is where the great transformational plan started. That is not how.
Briefly with you. Briefly before we continue. What do you think? No, not on Ayariga.
Okay.
We're going to leave Ayariga alone for now. What do you think in the Constitution is really like it's useless now in code?
I think the amnesty. When you are president and you leave office and you are not able to be trialed, I think that side of the Constitution should be touched on. Yeah, should be lowered. At least it should be lowered from 10 years to at least like 3 years or 4 years. We should be able to come after you and know what you did. You understand?
Do you agree, gentlemen? I'm going to start with you, Mr. Acheisu.
I don't think that he sets the questions, but I mean, there are definitely parts of it. The reasoning behind why the drafters and the framers of our constitution thought it wise.
The drafters are the two main parties who are ruling Ghana. They are the two main parties. They are the drafters. You came. Hey, really? Are you sure?
Let him talk then.
You see, now the two of you, I like this. This is how I wanted you to come in. I wish we had now started. The drafters of the constitution and the framers are not the NDC.
They are the NDC.
From the I mean, even if you want to look at the association that they belong to, they belong to the PNDC. You know, but the PNDC metamorphosed to become the NDC, but there is not the same people. And again, it was not an institution that sat down to draft the constitution. They were people. There were challenges at the time. That otherwise that taking Westminster, taking this, taking that, bringing it together will fit our situation. Now we think that we've evolved. Times have changed and things have changed, and so for that matter, things should change. I think that we should have that holistic Ghanaian view and not just think that it's NDC or MPP. Because why didn't the MPP change it? Because it benefited them. You understand? So let's, and you also want the MPP. You have sat on this station when you said the MPP is the best political party before. And so when you can,
MPP.
Before,
but for 4 years now, I've never campaigned.
For 4 years now, but before that, you were
before Alan.
Before Alan left, I was MPP. And Alan's views and the Alan's leadership, I was believing in MPP.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But Alan never led the MPP.
No, what I'm saying.
Don't talk like that. Before their primaries.
Yeah.
I sat here at the time we were supporting Alan.
I was preaching only Alan's views. I was not preaching the party's views.
Was Alan
because we no longer listen.
We all get it. That listen, and I think this is only fair to do. If it is purported or the NDC is accused of being the framers.
They are the framers. They are the framers.
They are the framers of the
Constitution. That's another conversation for later.
Saying that, okay, we are the framers of the Constitution. We think that now it doesn't serve the Ghanaian people, so we want to change it. What then is the problem?
So that is why I said that it shouldn't be political or parochial interest.
Who is the chairperson of the committee? Who is the chairperson?
But if you have the likes of Charlotte Osei, I didn't want to go into that.
If
you have the likes of Charlotte Osei and those people on the committee, what are you talking about? See, if you are talking about relations for people on the committee, I mean,
I think it's very
deep-rooted NDC. I didn't land.
Deep-rooted NDC members.
I didn't land.
See, they say that the PNDC
I didn't land. They are eating into my time. I didn't land.
Where the PNDC members, MPP members, was drafted by the.
There was an intersection that made you ask.
No, Honorable Mama Yariga will be leading the next group of. Will be leading the majority leaders, the majority team in Parliament, and this is going to be the highest number we've ever recorded.
Right.
Mama Yariga has stated that he is going to ensure that although he's.
But I told you we're not touching on that too. I was done with that.
We are not touching on that. So one point.
I think. But you see, gentlemen, the truth is that I think that the conversations that we've touched on so far are very important. Sure. The Constitutional Review Committee. I'm looking forward to what work they are going to do and how, if this time we're going to get some sort of a change in our constitution or an add-on. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming through.
But so far,
I didn't talk about Mahama Yariga.
No, right. So Mahama Yariga is going to face Afenyo Market in Parliament. But I think it will be very necessary to follow.
Mahama Yariga is going to lead government business. It's not going to face.
Because I think it will be very interesting.
No, but he's had people to learn from.
Thank you so much for coming.
He's had people to learn from. He's learned from Babin, Curtis Abuka, all of them. So
men in power.
I mean, when you meet him in town,
he's a big man. So yes.
To you out there, the conversation continues on www.mx24.app/voting voices, and of course /AM Club as well is on there. Let's make sure to follow the conversations. We have 120-day social contracts with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So far, like I keep saying it, that they've done so well so far. Let's keep following them. Let's hold them accountable because this country deserves better. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. See you again tomorrow.
You're watching MX24 TV, and this is your boy Perez Music.